Wah, career, study and relationship ah. Hi, burger. We need to introduce you to some really good nasi lemak in Muar. Voting is your weapon and your ammunition to change our beloved country, because if we don't shape it, others will shape it for us. I always say to all my friends in politics, never ever mess with young people.
Are you available?
Assalamualaikum, Tachahau, Vanakkam. My name is Sadik. I'm 29 years old, currently serving as the president of MUDA and former member of parliament of Muar, and father to 2 adorable cats at home.
Hello, my name is Yong Hao. I'm 18 years old. I'm a high school student from Cheras.
Hi, my name's Lim Hongze. I'm a 17-year-old student at Cheras.
So YB, let me ask you the first question. TikTok is very famous right now, especially amongst teenagers. So as a politician yourself, why do you make TikTok videos?
It's an important tool of communication. Instead of dancing on TikTok, I talk about policies on TikTok, I talk about solutions on TikTok, I talk about education reforms on TikTok. So you can add a little bit of fun and sass, but while talking about policies, welfare assistance. So it's a new way of communicating.
Young people are particularly disinterested in politics. In your humble opinion, why is that?
Young people can choose to be disinterested in politics, but politics will never be disinterested in young people. Your decision to have a good job, your decision to have good quality education, climate change, public transportation, your ability to even freely express yourself, all of this is affected by politics. So that's why I think it is important for young people to be able to shape politics, because if we don't shape it, others will shape it for us, and that others may not represent us. So it is our responsibility to speak up to ensure that whatever political outcomes we see out there represents us the most and the best. But it can only happen when we decide to speak up.
So YB, education is important for us students. So what is your view on Malaysia's education system?
Sadly, I think it is in decline. A Malaysian graduate is about 5 years behind a Singaporean graduate. In Singapore, you graduate 2 years earlier than a Malaysian student. Why? Because in Malaysia, we have so many pre-universities to enter: matrikulasi, asasi, diploma. And then when you get to university, it takes 4 to 5 years to get your degree. So in total, that's 5 years behind, and I'm very worried about that. Even middle-class parents are willing to spend 25% of their disposable income to send their children to either private or international schools. Shows a great failure of our education system. 71% of SPM leavers today choose to work immediately instead of going to universities, because when you go to university, it takes 6 years to get a degree. And after that 6 years, you have 100,000 ringgit student debt which you need to pay off. And then your starting salary is 2,100 ringgit. Instead of, when you finish SPM, you work at Uniqlo, you get paid 2,200 ringgit. Much better. So my suggestion is, so those who want to take TVET, Technical Vocational Education, let them start early. When they're 15-year-olds, immediately they can start, finish in 2 years' time. Even before they finish secondary school, they already have a diploma in their hands. It's time for us to shake our education system for good and focus on solutions.
So what message do you have from the first-time voter like me?
This is our country. Just because you are young, in no way means that you don't have an equal stake in the development of a beloved country. If you dislike slow internet in Malaysia, vote. If you think that public transportation in Malaysia is really bad, which gets you late to class every day, vote. If you think that our education system is subpar, very weak, vote. Because in the end, voting is your weapon and your ammunition to change our beloved country. Use it instead of sitting idly at home.
So one last hypothetical question. Who would you save first, the voter or your girlfriend, if both of them fell into the ocean?
But my girlfriend is also a voter as well. I'll be a Superman, I'll save both. That's a safe answer. That's a political answer. Yeah. Let's say one day you become the Prime Minister of Malaysia. What would be the first thing you want to change?
The education system of Malaysia.
Okay, that's great.
I guess I want less taxes then.
Less taxes, very interesting. Okay. You have very strong views on some issues and on some parties. Inside your parents say, hey, cannot, you must vote this party. What will you do?
Well, I don't care. I just vote for my party I like.
I'll tell them I'll vote for their favorite party, but then I secretly vote for the other.
Very good. I always say to all my friends in politics, never ever mess with young people. Very honest and sincere.
游戏规则：桌上有4公斤、6公斤、8公斤、10公斤的壶铃，根据问题作答。Super Yes 和 Super No 就拿起最重的壶铃，反之就举起最轻的，以此类推。Do you think every parliament member should have limited years of service?
There you go. Oh, the confidence level.
Very agree.
Once they become old and senile, they won't think straight.
When they're old, they can't catch up with the new generation.
This is the same Super No as well. Okay, they are right when you are much older, you lose focus, you lose track, and I think it's important to give opportunities to the new generation.
Is it acceptable for us to have a protest?
It is our right to protest. Without that, we can't have a freedom of speech. Especially, we do have the right to stand up against our government.
I'll go with Super Yes, obviously. A protest is the only way to show the government that you're dissatisfied with something. Otherwise, if you are not allowed to protest, then how can the government understand that you are frustrated with their policies?
Career, study, and love relationship should come before any nation issues.
Wow, career, study, and relationship.
Yes.
It's like,
Because if you can't solve your personal issues, then I don't think you're capable of handling national issues.
interesting. This is the
Basically, the same answer with Hongzhe. If I can't handle my own personal problems, why should I even lead a country?
I'm going to take the same, but again, I'm just going to be the devil's advocate here again. I think prioritizing national issues is in line with what I want in life as well. Also, I'm biased lah. I'm in politics, so obviously, when I prioritize national issues, it also affects my career, affects my love life, etc. And I'm young. It is time for me to serve and to give back to community. Think about love and everything else can wait a little bit longer lah. Yeah. I have the benefit and flexibility of waiting.
Nasi lemak or burger? 1, 2, 3.
Nasi lemak. Nasi lemak.
Wah, not bad lah. Kita tiga-tiga betul-betul Malaysian.
Burger.
Ayo burger. I heard nasi lemak. Ayo.
No, a good burger can win nasi lemak instantly.
Okay, I don't know which nasi lemak you're trying, bro, but we need to introduce you to some really good nasi lemak in Muar. Like, no.
You cannot convince me with nasi lemak that a burger is better.
Do you think 18 years old is a reasonable age for working?
Yes.
Yes. Well, 18 years old is the legal age in most countries, so they can do pretty much everything. Start a business, find a job, chase their dreams. So why can't they just vote?
Age isn't really a factor of determining whether or not you have the right to vote. I think voting is a right for everybody, no matter how old or young you are. If you can smoke at the age of 18, then you can vote at the age of 18 as well.
What is the first word coming in your mind when I say about trending?
Among Us.
K-pop.
Books.
Wow, you're such a nerd lah, bro. First thing, books. The trendy thing is books. Ayo. Your teachers will be very proud of you. Cikgu, you better give him an A lah.
When I thought about trendy, right, I immediately thought of going to Popular, looking for the trending books. So yeah, that's what I thought.
Never ever mess with young people.
Show me your freestyle pose.
This is the most easiest pose I can do.
This is the only pose I know.
I don't know why I like to do this, but it's just like, I'm looking at you.
Oh yeah, that auntie right there asked, are you available?
Do you just call her an auntie?
She wants me to specify auntie.
That's a national secret and it will remain a national secret. If you are my voter in Muar, I may actually tell you in private. It's better for me to talk about policies than my private life. The last thing which I want is for people to just focus on my private life and not the policies which I like to champion for.